Okay, here we are going to review how to multiply with decimals. Okay, so as long as you know your multiplication facts, as long as you know how to multiply numbers, this won't be a problem to you. Okay? So again, multiplication facts. Kailangan alam niyo yung tables nyo from tables 1. Hindi na nga kailangan. Pero yes. Rules for multiplying numbers with 0 and 1. Tables of 2 to 9. At least basic man lang. But if you can do until 12, much better. Pero hindi naman. It's not necessary. Kasi not all. Even most adults, hindi naman memorize talaga yan. Okay. So anyway, multiply with decimals. Pero what I'm trying to say is you need to know your basic facts as a student from tables 2 to 9. Okay? What I'm trying to say is yung kasi yung mga some adults kasi hindi naman talaga nila pina-practice yung mathematics nila. That's why we have calculators, by the way. So anyway, yun na nga. These are basic skills na kailangan nyong i-learn though. Okay, so multiplying, how to multiply with decimals, no? So, let's take number, ano ba? Let's say 42 multiplied to 5. I-compare lang natin to ha. We are going to compare this lang kasi. 42 times 5. Okay. So solving this, I hope you already know the process. Starting with this number here, which is 5 multiplied to 2. 5 times 2 will give us 10. And of course, you don't write 10 there. But instead, you carry 1 and put it on the next place value, which is 4. So then again, next natin is ang 5 and then multiplied to 4. 5 times 4 will give us 20. And of course, you don't write 20 right away. Because remember, we have a carryover which is, in this case, is 1. So, ang kailangan natin gawin ngayon is 5 times 4, knowing that it's 20, and plus 1 will give us 21. Having our final answer as 42 times 5 is equivalent to 210. Ganun lang kadali. Now, what if we are going to put a decimal? 4.2 times 5. Okay. So, don't worry. We are going to deal with the decimal after pa. So, doing the same process lang talaga. Imagine solving this without the decimal. Parang wala lang yung decimal dyan. But of course, we need the decimal point there. So, doing so, 5 times 2, parehas lang talaga yung sa kanina. 5 times 2, which is 10. Carry over. And we have 5 times 4, which is 20, plus 1 is equivalent to 21. Now, all you have to do is to count the total number of place value that you have for both numbers, 4.2 and 5. So if you notice for 5, wala tayong decimal place. I mean, meron, but we did not move it or anything. Nandyan lang siya. So you do not include the decimal point for 5 anymore. But instead, we can include the decimal point for 4.2. So count natin from here, from the backmost part. Erase muna natin yung mga ibang value. Okay. So, for example, we start from the last part of the number. For example, sa 4.2, we always start here. Count the number of decimal places that you need to move until you reach the next place value. I mean, you reach the decimal point. So, we have 1. We only moved 1, which means for your answer, we only need to move 1 decimal place, which is starting from here, going here. Which means the decimal point should be placed here. So, ang answer natin dito is 21.0 or simply 21. Now, I know you're still confused. Some of you, although yung mga higher grades, medyo alam nyo na to. I hope. So, anyway, let's say we have 356 times, let's say 23. Ganyan na lang para mas malaki yung number natin. We are going to compare this with several similar, not same value, but similar yung digits na ginamit natin, except that we have several place values. So, for example, we have 356 times, let's say, 2.3. Meron din tayong, using the same numbers, 3, 5, 6, or we can put a decimal here instead. times 2.3. Okay, i-compare lang natin yung answers natin. Let's try to compare our answers. Okay, same lang yan, 35623, 35623, 35623. It's just that we now have different place value. I mean, decimals. Okay. So, proceeding with the process, we have 3 times 6. You already know this process. So, we have 18. Carry over. 3 times 5 is 15 plus 1 is 16. 3 times 3 is 9 plus 1 is 10. Okay. 2 times 6 will give us 12. Syempre, wala na to. For beginners, I advise you to erase those kasi para hindi kayo malito. But for those na advanced na, no need. Some of you are even doing this mentally na. Okay, next is using this number na. We are done with 3. So again, reminders lang for those who might forget the process. If we are already using the next place value for our multiplier, we have to start writing the number where its place value is. So which means 2 times 6 will give you 12. You have to write 12 this way. Okay, not here. That will be wrong. I know you already know this. I hope. Again. Okay, erase ko lang yung unnecessary mga figures natin. Okay, so 2 times 6 will give us 12. Carry over to the next value nga, which is yung 5. So 2 times 5 rather, will give us 10. Carry over 1 will give us 11. Carry over na naman to the next number. 2 times 3 will give us 6 plus 1 will give us 7. So adding up the numbers, erase na lang muna natin to kasi we need the space. Okay, all you have to do now is to add up the numbers. We have 8, 8, 1, 8. Of course, ganun lang yung answer natin dyan. For 356 times 23. Okay, so ganun lang talaga kadali. Now, given the same value, no, nandyan na yan, 356 times 2.3. It's just that dito may decimal tayo. If you're going to deal with this number now, yung sa next na, we're done with this. Okay. So, ito naman gawin natin. Parehas lang yan. So, let's just fast forward to the process. Ang importante kasi dito is how to get our final answer when you deal with decimals. Okay, like for example, in this case, if you notice for 356, we don't have any decimal places visible there, which means ang decimal place natin is here. And hindi siya nag-move. Okay, so we don't do anything with that. But if you notice for this number, we have a visible decimal. So, ang gagawin natin ngayon, from the last part of the number, we move the number of decimal places that you have until you reach the decimal given in the number. So, for example, in this case, we move only 1. So, since there are no other place value na, I mean decimal for 356, so which means we only move 1 decimal place. So, ang answer natin dito ngayon is just moving 1 decimal place will give us a final answer of 818.8. Ganun lang. Okay, now, what if we're going to make use of the same numbers, I mean digits rather. 35623, 35, okay, side by side natin yan. 356 2 3. Oops. Okay, sorry about that. Meron tayong 2, 3, and then we have another 3, 5, 6, 2, 3 naman dito. If you notice, the same lang talaga yun dun sa taas. It's just that we are going to make their different place value. Okay, so notice natin. 35.6 times 2.3. The next number is 3.56 times 2.3. So if you notice, no, sa multiplying kasi, we do not align the decimal places unlike adding and subtracting when we write them down. Okay, dito, we just multiply them normally. Okay, so walang arrangement dito ng decimal places. But we determine that the decimal places for our answer. Ganun yung difference natin. So again, rewrite lang natin 1068, 712. So that's 1068, Okay, fina-fast forward lang ni Teacher Mark because we already know that our answer is like this na. Okay? 8188, 8188. Okay. Dito tayo magdi-differ ngayon. So if you notice, Teacher Mark used the exact same digits, 35623. Okay? 356 times 23. Pero nagdi-differentiate na lang sila ngayon as a number because of the decimal, the given decimal places. Okay, so if you notice here, sa 35.6, we move one decimal to reach the decimal and another one decimal place to reach the decimal for 2.3. So which means we moved one decimal place here and we moved another one decimal place here, which means we moved a total of 2 decimal places, which means you need to move 2 decimal places for our answer. So starting here, we have 1, 2. So ang final answer natin dito is 81.88. Dito naman ngayon. So if you notice, meron tayo dito, we moved 1, 2. And we moved 1, a total of only 1 here. So which means in this case, we need to move a total of 3 decimal places. So that's 1, 2, 3. So meaning ang final answer natin dito now is 8.188. So see, the decimal places can vary our answers. No? Nagdi-depend ang answers natin, depende sa decimal places natin, sa paglagay ng decimal places. Okay? So ganun lang. Ganun lang talaga yung dealing with multiplying numbers with decimals. Okay? So that is basically it for now. And I'm going to give you additional numbers for you to answer. Okay, so kanina from 1 to 8, ngayon I'm gonna give you additional numbers to practice this multiplication. Okay? So dito ko isusulat ngayon. Okay, you may now write this doon sa the same paper that you used earlier for your addition and subtraction. Dealing with decimals. Okay, so ipopause lang nyo ang video. All you have to do is just to pause the video after copying, while copying rather, sorry. So that's 1 to 4. So 4.5 times 7, 83.7 times 3. Pause nyo lang ang video, okay? (6.32 times 4, 7.08 times 9, 5.6 times 28, 8.4 times 5.2, 4.37 times 5.6, and 52.6 times 4.8. Okay? So that's it lang for review lang. Review tayo. It's a review. So to freshen up everything. Okay? So that's basically it.